Hello and welcome to this week's Stronger, Leaner, Lighter show. I'm your host, Sally Thibault. Today we're talking how stress stops your body from releasing weight and how to fix it. Can't wait to share this with you. Hello and welcome back to, can you believe it, the week before Easter. This year is certainly going fast. We have enjoyed the most wonderful time away with our children flying in from Canada. If you saw my Insta stories, I did have a break from social media for about a week, which was lovely. But we had the most wonderful time with our two daughters and my daughter's partner here and celebrating my dad's 90th birthday. So it was absolutely wonderful to have time off, time away, time with family. And I think it was one thing that I really learnt and really came home to me was the value of time and the value of spending time with people you really love and letting all that stuff just go, any angst, any little niggly things, just to let them go and truly enjoy people for who they are. It was a wonderful, wonderful time. Honestly, I keep looking back on it and thinking, gosh, everything was just perfect. It was just absolutely perfect from the time they were here. The weather was phenomenal, which, you know, as we know in Queensland, it's been touch and go. Weather was phenomenal. Flights were easy and on time. We had a gorgeous house we stayed at down at Blairgowrie that just had a huge big kitchen and barbecue and both my husband and my daughter's partner loved to cook, so we had these incredible meals, and Dad loved it, absolutely loved it. So it was great, and so my daughter and her partner have now left, which is a bit sad, and my other daughter is now staying until mid-May, which is just lovely to have her with us and spending some time. She's actually left home 7 years ago, so having her home has been very, very special. I hope wherever you are enjoying the fact that we are catapulting into the cooler months. And I always find this time of the year, that time when you start to feel a bit kind of a little bit disorientated. I think we've got, I counted up 4 short weeks coming up. So we've got here in Queensland, 4 short weeks, 4 weeks of only 4 days, which is a bit intense, of course, if you are running your own business, but wonderful if you are an employee. But today we're talking how stress stops your body from releasing weight and how to fix it. April is Stress Awareness Month. So we're looking at different ways in which stress impacts on us. And today I want to talk in particular about weight and aging, how stress ages you and how stress makes you gain weight. And honestly, as I say to my members of my Stronger, Leaner, Lighter lifestyle membership, you cannot and will not release weight that no longer serves you until you deal with the stress triggers. Until that happens, your body will not let it go. And anybody that then goes and on top of that tries restrictive eating or intensive exercise, it only exacerbates the problem. So you really need to be looking at ways you can release stress in order to release weight and reverse that aging process. So what we're going to do is I'm going to share some strategies here now and the reason why, and then we're going to tap at the end. I'm going to do a sovereign essence tapping, which is a new form of tapping that I created, which is something you can do quickly to get to feel better. If you're going through trauma or any of those things, the normal evidence-based EFT is good. But this one we're going to do is for a quick release of stress and energy. So hang on to that. We're going to do that at about 12:20, I think. So let's look at why stress causes such issues. So every time you're stressed, your adrenal glands release adrenaline, cortisol. We've talked about that a lot before. And as a result, glucose, your primary energy source, is released into the bloodstream. Once the threat's subsided, your adrenaline high wears off and your blood sugar levels spike. This is when cortisol kicks into high gear to replenish your energy supply quickly. So you're up against two things. One, you're up against those high cortisol levels and high adrenaline levels, which is causing the flight and fight response. When that settles down, your blood sugar level spikes because you need that quick energy supply that you've just, peaked at. And that causes that your sugar to spike. And because your sugar supplies your body with quick energy it thinks it needs, it's often the first thing you reach for when you're stressed. Now, remember, 2 years ago, right about now, we were here in Australia was our first lockdown series. And did you notice that everybody who was in lockdown went home to bake bread and make cookies and cakes? That reaching for that high sugar, that sweet food, that high carbohydrate level is what the body is seeking. The brain is seeking the foods that create serotonin and dopamine so you feel better. So in the initial stages of this uncertainty, because that's what it was really uncertain at that point, those stress levels are high. Your body's reaching for those cortisol. It's reaching for the dopamine, the serotonin hit, and that comes from those foods. So, oftentimes I'll have people say to me, I don't know what happened. Like all of a sudden I went from somebody who never really liked those types of foods to somebody who did. And that's the reason why. And that's where the vicious cycle starts. You get stressed, you release cortisol, you gain weight, you crave more sugar, you eat more sugar, you gain more weight. And in particular, remember, we're talking about visceral fat. That's the thing we're really most focused on, that visceral fat that tends to hold around the belly area. And in particular, as we go through menopause, that's another area you're going to gain weight around that belly area. And the reason that's so dangerous for you, it's been linked to diseases such as type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and some cancers, and some autoimmune diseases, because it wraps itself around, the fat wraps itself around the organs in the body. So, and interesting enough, and I think I've mentioned on many shows, that they'll discover that people with high rates of visceral fat were more likely to end up in ICU with this virus and had a longer recovery rate. So it's really important. It's really not about weight for looking good. It's weight for being healthy. So you want to be looking at this, and if stress is the one thing you can do, and we're going to show you how to deal with that just by the tips of your fingers, it can go a long way to really helping you stop this cycle that you're on. So if you aren't eating foods high in fat and sugar, cortisol also slows down your metabolism, making it difficult to lose weight. Now, again, as perimenopausal and menopausal women, already our metabolism slows as we age, as we begin to lose lean muscle mass, and oftentimes we're not eating enough protein. So you don't want to be adding more to the mix. You want to be looking at ways that you can reduce that stress through tapping or meditation, but also building that muscle mass through those exercises that build lean muscle mass. And you will have seen on my stories, Facebook and Instagram, I've developed a 9-minute workout to do just that, to focus on building that lean muscle mass. But interesting enough, I came across a really interesting study that found that on average, women who reported one or more stresses during the prior 24 hours to having a heavier meal burned 104 fewer calories than non-stressed women. So that's where it's slowing down your metabolism. And stressed women had high insulin levels, as we mentioned before, hormone that contributes to fat storage. On top of all of that, of course, sometimes stress impacts on sleep. And when research shows that sleep deprivation is linked to a slower metabolism, and there's 10 principles of wellness. I talk about this all the time. That sleep, we've got sleep listed as principle number 5, I think, if I remember, 4, principle number 4. Working on the quality of your sleep, not the quantity of your sleep. You want to we're talking sleep cycles. So I know a lot of women wake up sort of in the middle of the night and get concerned that they're not getting that good sleep. You're never ever going to get that 7 hours of non-interrupted sleep. You're going to come in and out of sleep. It's the amount of REM sleep you get, the amount of deep sleep that you get, that's really important. And often, through menopause and perimenopause, of course, we are often light sleepers. You'll have issues where you might be hot in the middle of the night, or you're just light sleeping. And I think a lot of that's got to do with raising children and, waking up when they were babies, but also being, alert when they were teenagers coming home. That sleep pattern needs to be reestablished. And so on the Stronger, Leaner, Lighter program, we actually focus on your sleep. We look at your sleep chronotype, and we look at foods that cause you to not sleep, as well as foods that to help you sleep. So it's really, really important. So those are the things that we do that are focused on your weight. But the other thing about stress, just give me a heart or a like if any of this is relating to you. There's a number of studies that have shown that stress have linked with shorter telomeres. That's the chromosome component that sits on the end of the DNA, and it's associated with cellular aging, risks for heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and cancers. As we age, and stress is one of those things, the telomeres sit on the end of your DNA, a little like the covers on the end of shoelaces, those little plastic covers on the end of shoelaces. They are, as you age, they're going to shorten anyway. That's part of the cellular structure as we age. However, you can boost your age, your cellular age, by ensuring that you're not going through chronic stress, that you're not that you're eating well, that you're exercising, that you're out in fresh air, and that will help slow down the rate of shortening of the telomeres. So that's where you're going to see it in your skin, is that stress. I was in Melbourne, as I mentioned last week, and I was standing at the airport with a woman next to him waiting to get our baggage, and there was a woman, and you could tell she may have been younger than me, I don't know, but she had that really deep lines around the lips and her face, and the telltale little frown lines. And my first thought is, you've had a really hard life. That was my first thought. You could see her stress. She was kind of a bit jumpy anyway, but you can see it on your skin. You can see that deep wrinkles on your skin, and that's because of that cellular aging, not necessarily just sun damage. It was a really different look, and that really brought home the fact that stress can lead to that decreased aging. I've got some comments here. Kathy, hearing you. Yep. I know, right, Kathy? It's incredible, isn't it, that stress? So also, aging cells lead to a lower production of collagen and elastin. That's where it shows up in your skin. And that's why it's really important. I did a show a couple of weeks ago on collagen. Of course, we lose collagen as we age. It's the body's what do they call it? Body's building system. Like it's what everything is built on is collagen. So especially as we age, we need to really increase collagen. I've been using this one. Thought I'd share it with you. This one, I don't know if you can see it or not. This Beauty Focus Collagen, absolutely brilliant. I've been using it for a month, and look at my hair. It's just growing. And I noticed today I'm not losing as much, and it's much more healthier. Seeing it in my skin too. And it's really important because if you were choosing a collagen, you want to look for hydrolyzed collagen, and I mentioned on the show last time, and you want to look for something like vitamin C and lutein. Those are the things that are going to help you really build that scaffolding of the body and ensure that you're not losing that elastin from your skin, which as we age, because we're going to naturally. So if you're not including a collagen and you want to try some of this, let me know, or just check out collagen in the health food store. This is brilliant. So the evidence base behind this is incredible. But if you're going to buy one from the health food store, look for hydrolyzed collagen and vitamin C. Make sure it's got vitamin C in it. But this is just a brilliant one. All right, we're going to do tapping now. We're going to do tapping on stress. And I just wanted to let you know about the Stronger, Leaner, Lighter membership that is now open. We've changed it up. I did a survey of my former clients, and we were originally delivering it each week as it went on, which is very time consuming and labor consuming, as you can imagine. But really talking to my current clients, I said, well, you know what? I'd rather be able to access all the information when I need it. So we've totally changed it. We now have a membership site, a private membership site, where you can gain access to all the videos on the 10 principles of wellness, weekly exercises, workouts. We will have we're about 50 tapping videos at the moment. We're going to have probably up to 100 as I keep building on that, and meditations, as well as shows, webinars, and we have a private Facebook group for ongoing daily accountability. So if you're interested in that, the Stronger, Leaner, Lighter membership, less than a cup of coffee a day to join. There's 2 levels of membership, a VIP where you get a call with me once a month, or if you just want access to the information, there is that level as well, and no lock-in contracts. You stay on for as long as you like, but go and have a look at it, strongerleanerlighter.com, and a new way of delivering all the information you will need to stay stronger and leaner and lighter as you age. So let me go and have a look at that. All right, let's tap. We're going to do what I call a sovereign essence tapping. And for those of you who have not been on the show before, I talked about it probably about 3 or 4 months ago. What I did was, when I was working with clients, I was finding that sometimes you just wanted something to start the day, right? It's like, I've done all the inner work. I just need to stay really focused. I just need to stay really present. And so I developed this sovereign essence tapping. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. The idea behind this is, as you're tapping, you're being very mindful of intuitive thoughts, ideas, possibilities, and opportunities as they present themselves to you. So we start off with stating how you feel, and then we move into you choose to feel differently. So we're making the statement of how you feel, and we're kind of messing that up a little bit. And I choose to feel differently, and I choose to release all the limitations, past, present, and future, that are standing in my way of achieving this. So as I said, it's one of those tappings that's very much about you being in total control of your existence and total control of how you're feeling. And I'm assuming when you're doing this that some of you will have already done tapping and you have a fair idea of what it is. It's just taking it to the next level. So we're just going to do some tapping on stress. Choose your word, whatever you want. Again, sovereign essence is about you taking the sovereignty of it. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll use the word stress, being as we're talking about stress. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how strong is it? And of course, where you feel it. Have a notepad beside you. So as the thoughts and ideas come up, you can write them down. We want to go and find what this is triggering, because everything about stress is you're being triggered by something. That's the only way we get through tapping, is to figure out where the trigger started. But we're going to reverse a little bit. So just starting with me, we just started by tapping on the side of the hand 1 round only, and follow me. Okay, even though I feel so stressed, it's about a level 8. I feel it in my gut. I choose to release this and be fully present. Okay, tapping. This stress I feel, this stress I feel, this level 8 stress, I feel it in my gut. I choose to identify the trigger and release it. This stress I feel. Now, what you do now is write down what you're stressed about. And we won't do this for brevity, but you want to go back and do this again. So you want to get, I'm stressed because I'm stressed, I'm feeling blah. You want to do that. Okay, just that one round. But always ending with, I choose to release this now. Okay, you're telling your brain, I'm going to release this now. So whatever is causing the stress, I want to release this now. All right, now we're going to go into a reframe round. And you want to make sure that stress has come down considerably. And we're just going to start off at the eyebrow point. Okay. Even though I was stressed, I choose to release it now. I choose to be in the present moment. I choose to release this trigger. I choose to be in the present moment. I choose to be powerful and strong. I choose to be in the present moment. I choose to release this stress. Another round. I now understand the limitations and choose to release them. Those self-imposed limitations, past, present, and future. I choose to identify the limitations and let them go, so I can be present, so I can be powerful, so I can be strong. I open up my heart and my mind to all intuitive thoughts and ideas, possibilities and opportunities that I can't see right now because I'm feeling stressed. I choose to let that stress go so I can see those intuitive ideas, thoughts and possibilities. One more round. I now forgive myself and all the people, words, and events of my past that caused me to feel stressed because of what I believe about myself. I choose to forgive myself and all the people, words, events of my past so I can step into the essence of myself and live in the present moment. Just take a deep breath and let it go. Let me know how you went with that. How does that feel? That new sovereign essence tapping, remember, is all about staying very focused, very present, and ensuring that that's where your ideas come from. And all stress does is cause you to feel this sort of, lack of focus, not be able to see the ideas, the thoughts, the possibilities that exist for you, because they're always there. It's just a matter of releasing the stress in order for you to do it. All right, my lovelies, thank you so much for today. I hope that tapping helps. Let me know in the comments below if you did it and you get any ahas. I'd love to know what those ahas are, because that's what tapping is all about. It's about allowing you to be able to think more clearly and actually live that totally free life, to be stronger, leaner, and lighter. I shall see you next week. Bye for now.